We cannot keep telling ourselves about entrepreneurship. It's high time to create entrepreneurs, to talk about entrepreneurship, not telling us about entrepreneurship. We tell people about entrepreneurs, we tell people about ideas, and that's all. No. How do we create ideas? How do we solve problems? What is creativity in the discussion of entrepreneurship? Should we depend on the ideas of psychology on creativity, mental illness theory, psychoanalytical theories? Can those theories of creativity help us to solve problems creatively? What is creativity? We need to discuss them. We cannot be telling people about entrepreneurship anymore. We have to tell them how to do entrepreneurship. That's where entrepreneurship science comes in. All right. I am still the first entrepreneurship scientist globally, and I remain Idoko Michael Mona. You're welcome back to class, and we continue from where we stopped in our last class. So don't always miss any class. They are all interdependent or interwoven. One class is a build upon the knowledge of the past. You get. Now, we're going to continue from where we stopped. And in our last class, I explained to us entrepreneurship science, what it is, and I said it's the study of artificial creation and its execution. Then I differentiate. I said entrepreneurship science is different from entrepreneurship, and I said I've defined entrepreneurship science for you now, and I also defined entrepreneurship in itself from our last class, that it is creation for exchange. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, we're talking about creation for exchange. Then when we're talking about entrepreneurship science, we're talking about the studies of artificial creation and its execution. It's very important to get that clarity, you get. So it will be easy for you to make distinctions between the two ideas. Before now, it's difficult to understand what entrepreneurship science is because there's no breakdown of what entrepreneurship is all about. And that's why this class exists, so we can help ourselves to get better in the knowledge of entrepreneurship. I'm here for you. I want us to be better in the knowledge of entrepreneurship. I want us to create entrepreneurs for the future. Ever since, the knowledge of entrepreneurship is just telling us about entrepreneurship. And that's why Bill Elliott could say what he said, that entrepreneurship, there's no science to entrepreneurship. He was so confident in that statement. And that's me. We need to help ourselves. We cannot keep telling ourselves about entrepreneurship. It's high time to create entrepreneurs, to talk about entrepreneurship, not telling us about entrepreneurship. We tell people about entrepreneurs, we tell people about ideas, and that's all. No. How do we create ideas? How do we solve problems? What is creativity in the discussion of entrepreneurship? Should we depend on the ideas of psychology on creativity, mental illness theory, psychoanalytical theories? Can those theories of creativity help us to solve problems creatively? What is creativity? We need to discuss them. We cannot be telling people about entrepreneurship anymore. We have to tell them how to do entrepreneurship. That's where entrepreneurship science comes in. And it is clear to understand that entrepreneurship is a discipline of the future. I've said that before and I'll keep saying it. If you want to become a physicist, if you don't attach entrepreneurship science to your knowledge, you will not be relevant in the future. You want to be an economist, if you don't attach entrepreneurship science to it, you will not be relevant in the future. AI is taking over. The way we have been learning is no longer the way we should also learn again, because it is going to be about the innovative thinking, ideas generation, ideas execution. That's what will differentiate the success of tomorrow with the success of today. And you can see how fast the AI is taking over. AI is everywhere. AI will displace so many professions, but it can't displace an entrepreneurship scientist. Cannot displace you. You will be relevant ever. Why? Now let's get it. As a private entrepreneur, academic entrepreneur, public entrepreneur, they have one thing in common. They have one thing in common. They all create. They all create. Entrepreneurship, private entrepreneurship creates. Academic entrepreneurship creates. Public entrepreneurship creates. What do they create? They create artificial creation. They all create artificial creation. The artificial creation, remember we have defined entrepreneurship science as the word studies of artificial creation and its execution. So it's about artificial creation. Entrepreneurship science is about artificial creation and execution. Entrepreneurship is about creation of of ideas for exchange, creation of artificial creation for exchange. That's what entrepreneurship is about. So creation for exchange. What are you creating? You are creating artificial. When you go and pick mango from the tree and you sell, you are not an entrepreneur, you're a businessman. But when you pick a mango and you extract the juice and you create a product out of it and you're selling in the market using your model, it's called entrepreneurship. It's different from business. It's not business studies, it is entrepreneurship studies. Entrepreneurship science studies artificial creation and its execution. Business can study how business are done. Now, the similarities between business and entrepreneurship, it's where we talk about execution. So the execution is what brings business and entrepreneurship together, or entrepreneurship science together. Because if you create something, you exchange it. A businessman don't create. A businessman go out there, search for things that exist and sell. But entrepreneurship scientists or an entrepreneur creates something into existence and exchange it for value. That's where the business comes in. So another thing is this. We need to know this artificial creation. We have what they have created. For the private entrepreneur, they create goods and they create services. Although they create processes and they create models. But I don't want us to bring it under here. We'll go to it later. Then under the academic, they create what? They create knowledge. So what about the public entrepreneur? The public entrepreneur creates what? Policy. They create laws. They create infrastructures. Yes. They create security. They also create social welfare. Very important. Yes. This is what they create. And at the end, where do they end it? They all have their goals, what they are pursuing. So a private entrepreneur is pursuing profit. So they exchange for profit. An academic entrepreneur is to what? They create for what? Satisfaction. Of curiosity. Through So satisfaction of curiosity through problem solving for gain. Why public does what? Public does it for growth and development. That's the breakdown. Profit, satisfaction of what? Curiosity through problem solving for gain, and growth and development. This is what they do. This is how they do it. So private is to make profit, academic is to what? Satisfaction of curiosity through problem solving for gain. They solve problem for gain. And the public is to what? Is to achieve growth and development of the economy. We'll be discussing the model. Please, all this that is listed here, we are going to take our time to break them one after the other. We are going to set many examples. I will keep learning. You need to attend class every day. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll give you another class. God bless you. Please, entrepreneurship is the future. If you joke with it, you joke with your future.